Hey, what is up, spiritual hooligan? Are you following rules that don't exist? Are you following rules in your life that are degrading you and making you less than and causing you to not be the full version of yourself? Are you putting other people's needs before your own? Are you allowing yourself to be diminished and not do what you want to do because you're following rules that don't exist? Well, that is called illogical rules. And those illogical rules are a hidden motive to survive. And today, I want to help you with 3 ways that you can release the illogical rules that are robbing you of your peace, your flow, your joy, your inspiration. My name is Matthew Ferry. I'm the author of Quiet Mind, Epic Life. And this is your daily enlightenment. I want to help you to quiet your mind and restore your peace. And I want to help you to do that right here in the middle of the New York Central Park, right in the middle of all the insanity and the honking and the beeping and the people, because you know what? You can be at peace anywhere you are. There's no external environment that actually is causing you to not be at peace. Everything that you need to be at peace is within you. And we're going to talk about that today, because at the heart of what robs us of our peace are these hidden motives. And hidden motives are the inspiration for thoughts. So I used to work all the time on trying to control my thinking, on to calm my thinking down and to observe my thinking. And while that was tremendously effective, I would be in these great peaceful states and then boom, waylaid by some negative, degrading thought that might take me a while to get out of. And ultimately, what I stumbled upon was a group of aspects of consciousness that when you resolve or heal or correct the imbalance of, those are all words that we sort of use interchangeably here, when you resolve the hidden motives, the mind doesn't have any reason to talk whatsoever, and you just go into this peace. Now, the peace, of course, is not pervasive, as in it lasts forever and it's always there and you're never going to not be at peace again. Of course, that's absurd, right? Life is lifing along and you're going to get knocked out. What I'm all about is giving you the tools so you can be at peace in the chaos of life. And so let's talk about these illogical rules. You know it's an illogical rule if it includes have to, need to, must, should, or shouldn't. If any of those words are involved, it's an illogical rule and it's likely degrading you. And the way that we do that, by the way, is we test those things. So we will test a illogical rule by saying it out loud, and we'll test it on a person's arm, and what we find is the illogical rules actually weaken the system, weaken the body. The second thing about illogical rules is that they are cultural rules disguised as appropriate, important, or valuable. But following them diminishes you. Following them causes you to not do what you want to do in your life. Following them has you believe that you are less than or less important or not, that you can't do the things that you want to do. And in essence, it degrades you. And if you really track down, like, where did this rule come from? Like in our family, we always do A, B, and C. What you'll find is there's no actual logic behind it. It's just what people were comfortable with, and they were indoctrinating you into that thing. So there are 3 practices, and this comes to me from one of my students, Ty. Ty is amazing at sequencing things and creating systems. I love that about him. And he sent me a cheat sheet, and I asked him, would it be okay if I used your cheat sheet as the basis for a series of daily enlightenment videos? And he said, yeah, go for it. And all these things are just Ty taking the rapid enlightenment process and making it easier for him to digest and put into place. Well, if it makes it easier for him, maybe it's easier for you too. So the first thing that we put down here to release 3 practices to release your illogical rules is to accept that people around me follow rules that don't exist. So you accept that the people around you are doing the best that they can to live a life that is free from negativity and has a lot of positivity. That is the general basis of life, is to avoid negativity and to go for the positivity, to avoid what would be degrading and to move towards what is being positive. And the truth of the matter is, if you look at enlightenment itself, enlightenment is nothing more than consciousness evolving into greater states of simplicity and complexity, workability and effectiveness, to get you to a place where you are able to be in what is essentially a highly conducive to life experience here in the world, highly conducive to life, to be in this and to actually be in it at peace, which is a drive that you have. But not everybody has that drive. A lot of people just have a drive for pleasure. They don't have a drive for peace. A lot of people have a drive for creating experiences in their body through adrenaline, through domination, through negative experiences. You don't have that. So there are people that are following these rules out there in the world that don't make sense for you. And it's your job to reevaluate all of them, but you have to start by accepting that the people around you are following rules that don't exist and that are degrading. And they might be degrading for you, they might not be degrading for them. But you'll know because it doesn't make you feel good. Number 2, you want to make peace with destruction as you renounce the illogical rules and you embrace your inspirations. Because when you stop following all the cultural protocols and the rules, it's going to cause a little bit of trouble for you. You're going to experience pushback and conflict with people. So it is always recommended that you renounce, renegotiate, cancel, or re-up on the illogical rules in a way that is graceful and appropriate and is loving and kind. You don't actually want to use hatred because, believe me, hatred is also a hidden motive to survive. You don't want to have hatred come up when you are trying to, it's like, I don't like this, right? That's hatred. You don't want to have hatred come up because then what you'll do is you'll get pushback. You'll get more hatred coming back at you. So you want to just be graceful and you want to make peace with the destruction. It's going to cause some trouble for you. And that's what happens when you start moving into an enlightened state. It actually, becoming enlightened causes a lot of trouble in your social environment. But that's the thing that we're doing this time, okay? We're not escaping to caves. Here I am in the middle of the park, okay? There's literally tens of thousands of people out and about doing their thing. I'm in the middle of life and the chaos. You and I, we're committed to that. We're not committed to leaving everything. Okay? And that's what our ancestors did, to be in their enlightened state in order to not have life constantly rob them of their peace. We're going next level. We're going to actually create a way of operating so that life can be whatever it is and we're not disturbed by it. That's the practice. And then finally, number 3, don't intentionally point out illogical rules of other people. If you want to start fights, then do that. And if you start fights, you won't be at peace. Instead, what you do is you just gracefully stop following the rules and you start doing the things that are peace, love, joy, happiness, uplifting, inspiring, creative, enjoyable. You just start doing that stuff, okay? You don't need to point out the other stuff to other people. It will actually piss them off. And when that happens, you create a war, and you don't want a war. You're trying to create more peace. That's the whole point here, okay? So, leave me a comment below. I want to know. Here's my question. What are you going to put in place? Are you going to start accepting that the people around you are following illogical rules? Are you going to make peace with the destruction of renouncing the illogical rules? And are you going to intentionally not point out the illogical rules that other people are doing? I suggest you do all 3, but maybe you just need to start with one, okay? Leave me a comment down below. My name is Matthew Ferry, author of Quiet Mind, Epic Life. Look, you watched or listened to this Daily Enlightenment all the way through. Will you like this, please? Like it. I want you to share it. I want you to comment. Those 3 things. Tell these big platforms this is the stuff that other people should be checking out. And I know that there's a bunch of spiritual hooligans out there like you and I who would love to literally disrupt the status quo and go into these peaceful states, which is so unusual, so rebellious. You can also, of course, subscribe. I make a new Daily Enlightenment every single day. And you can join us in the Spiritual Hooligans Facebook group. I will put a link below for all those things. Plus, I'll put a link down below for the daily, or for the Illogical Rules release meditation, okay? Thank you so much for tuning in to this Daily Enlightenment.